We are taking a break from the walls and the woodwork.
Doing the tonguing group has been honestly a nightmare, and it's so repetitive that we just want to get off it as soon as possible. So we're taking a break from it, and that doesn't mean that we're going to stop working. That only means that we're going to take in something that is even more difficult.
But we are here for the challenge.
We are starting to do the tiles in the floor. And for your surprise, I mean, we read all the comments, or a bunch of comments in the last video of people saying that dark tiles, we should not do that. Sadly, it's too late for that.
Hey, when I'm driving in my car, you have to put the feet down.
Hey, it still is my car, okay? Today I'm being the passenger princess, and I have to say that I haven't been on this seat in a while.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
I'm feeling sleepy. I have to say that every time that I get into a car, into the back seat or whatever seat that is not the driving seat, I fall asleep, and I'm already halfway there.
Right now, we're getting ready for attempt number 2 of getting some tiles, getting a couch, or at least look at the options.
Come on, Freddy, come on. Push it.
Did it.
Push the pedal to the metal.
Did it. Option number 1.
So we're thinking on this one, because we like more the color, but this one is also an option. This one's slightly darker, but I think that one is going to be the one.
Yep. I like it.
How much is it? Wow.
Too expensive.
I mean, we can buy it, but we're gonna go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Tiles
so
are...
we will have beautiful tiles, but we won't eat anymore. Good idea.
Oh, what? That's a lot. Right, here's the thing. We need a total of 56 square meters of tiles for entire downstairs, including kitchen, living room, dining room, laundry room. And if we go for something that is overpriced, like $30, multiply that with 56. That's just a ridiculous amount of money, which we don't have to spend on tiles. We're trying to go for something that still looks beautiful, but that it's also helpful for our pockets. We're so grown up and responsible.
Yeah, we're sitting in a store talking to the.
I feel like we are on the waiting room for asking for a loan in the bank.
Yeah, me too. Are we going to build a house? Oh wait, we're already building a house.
Con esta retira lo que te falta. Con esta retiro para retirar lo que te falta tienes que estar pasando.
Dale, bueno. Gracias.
Vamos a la cuestión.
Bueno. Dale. Gracias, hermano. We have done it, you guys! We've got the tiles! We're so grown-ups!
Yeah.
And we spent, even though we went for the more non-expensive options, we just spent a crazy amount of money. Now we're bankrupt, we can't afford to buy a couch, so we're just gonna go there, stare at the couch, try it, but we're not gonna be able to buy it, at least for the next month or few months. We need to make more videos.
Okay, is it possible that we are going very, very slow?
I mean, we have a crazy lane of cars behind us.
I think it's very difficult to see, to be honest. But we have a long, long lane. Yeah.
I feel bad.
Line.
I feel bad.
Okay.
We're going like, I don't know, 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad. Oh, I can see the lane.
It's okay, it's okay.
I feel the pressure.
It's okay. Since we have this heavy load of tiles in our car, we're going so slow that I can just walk next to the car, and I would be faster then.
We are going 0 miles an hour right now. We have made it back home safe and sound. Look at the tires of the car. That is almost touching the top of it. and the tires are so pressed down. But we did it. We are back home with only half of our tiles. I still have to go in a few days and get the rest because the car was not able to handle all the weight of it. Look at this cutie! Oh! Hi. Good girl. She's a mama. She's a mama. Oh! Hey, bud. How you doing over there? You hanging on? The crazy part is that we didn't even know that Arepa was pregnant. Arepa is a mama. That one over there, she is the daughter of Alberta, who is right over there. This is her first time giving birth. We didn't know she was pregnant, and she gave birth to 2 baby goats. I think one is a girl and the other one is a boy. No, we can do goat yoga with the babies.
We can do baby goat yoga.
And I think somebody's jealous because all the babies are getting all the love. And I know someone that is gonna try to bring the baby goats in the bed.
Me.
That's definitely you. That's not happening.
I know. Can I bring this baby goat into our bed? What do you think?
What kind of goat is
I
that?
think this is a baby goat. It has the size of a baby goat. It looks like a baby goat, right? My baby goat.
Oh. We are starting to do the tiles in the floor. And for your surprise, I mean, we read all the comments, or a bunch of comments in the last video of people saying that dark tiles, we should not do that. Sadly, it's too late for that. I'm just kidding. We are going with this one!
It's called Heartland Gray. And it's a light gray.
It's a light gray. We want the bottom of the house, we want the floor to be light, and we want the ceiling to be light. Only the walls are gonna be this color, but the top part over here, somewhere up here, that's gonna be a light color as well. By this point, maybe most of you have noticed this in our floor. This is actually our flooring. It's a 1-inch fiber cement board that is specially made for high performance. Usually use this on a high traffic area like a mall or some stuff like that. Not all of them use it, of course. But over here, this is one of the most common things to use for flooring, especially on metal surfaces, on metal buildings and structures like ours. But the thing here is that you have to protect it against the elements. We have a layer of paint over here, which is protecting it from moisture, from water, and from the elements in general. But the sad thing about this is that once you work with tiles, you have to do extra steps to prepare it. First of all, we have to do a lot of cleaning. Now, the manufacturer of these fiber cement boards specifically suggested that we use this geotextile membrane in order to place the tiles over. But this, we still have to stick it to the floor.
I think there are fashion labels who design this kind of like scarves or...
I wouldn't be surprised if I see something like this on the fashion parades.
Fashion week, exactly.
I would never understand fashion. I just walk barefoot all around. Nice.
We are getting there.
We're getting somewhere. We still don't know where we're getting,
Exactly.
but we're getting somewhere.
And we don't know why we're doing it, but we will do some research. Maybe it's also for like sound
I
or
think it's my
walking comfort. I don't know.
my guess is that has a lot to do with protecting the surface of it against like if there is a water thing that goes through the tiles or something.
Yeah.
And also like to increase the, I think it's the word is adherencia to the surface. I still don't know. I actually have a number of the provider for this.
Yeah, we will call.
I want to ask. Alright, I think I figured out why we need to use this thing. I actually met the provider for this fiber cement boards a few days ago in the hardware store when I went to buy some materials. She gave me her contact and I just called her and I got off the phone with her just a few minutes ago and I asked her, why do we need to use this thing? What's a specific reason? And she mentioned something that makes a lot of sense. She said that if I place the tires straight over the fiber cement boards, at some point if there is some vibration, the tiles are gonna copy the movement of the cement boards and they could crack in the seams. But if I use this geotextile membrane, this is gonna prevent that from happening because it's some sort of extra layer and then the tiles are just gonna sit on top and not gonna move at all if there is an earthquake, if there is vibration, though I won't have cracks on the seams of the tiles. Whew. Sometimes I have a hard time explaining myself. But Freddy can summarize it for you.
Freddy just ate something that is not really okay, to be honest. She ate pasta and ketchup. And I have to say that I lived in Italy for a year, so that's actually not okay at all.
That's a crime.
I'm sorry.
To all our Italian folks out there, please forgive her. She doesn't know what she's doing. She had too much coffee today and she is a little, I don't know, she's a little crazy sometimes, but I love her. Well, honey,
Baby,
what is this?
I grew up with High School Musical.
What?
And sometimes there are cool remixes, and a few weeks ago I heard a cool remix, so I was kind of into that whole High School Musical soundtrack.
I have to admit that this is something that we have that it's probably one of our biggest differences, or like it's just we don't have that in common. I don't have the culture
Of what?
it's musicals.
Yeah.
I can't stand them. Like it's my culture. Like it never had that before. Never. Musicals are not a thing here. And since I was a kid growing up, I never went to a concert. I personally, right here where you see me today, 23 years old, never been to a concert. Want to be there, but musicals, that's just not my thing. And I'm sorry.
And I grew up in one of the musical capitals, probably in whole Europe, Hamburg.
You have an entire theater dedicated to the Lion King musical.
We have at least 4, 5, 6 musicals running at the same time, so.
I've never been there. Maybe I would like it if I would try one day.
Yeah, I saw the Lion King at least 3 or 4 times. So next time is going to be with you. Okay? Hey!
Musicals and we don't get along.
And because of
Enough of musicals, let's get back to work. Woo! We are done with placing this crazy membrane. I know we need to let it dry. It says that it takes around 2 hours to dry properly, but it takes around 26 hours to cure. Now I need to do research to see if I can do the tiles after it cures or if I can do it when it is curing. That's what I need to figure out. So I'm gonna have to start getting technical over here. I already spent 40 minutes doing this research. And the manufacturer fully recommends to wait until it's fully dried, until the glue that we applied underneath the geotextile membrane, until it fully dries. After that is that I can start placing the tiles over it. Now, the difference between the drying and the curing, which I thought I had to wait until it cures, the curing is a chemical process in which the adhesive fully crystallizes. That means that the glue that I added there fully crystallizes and it's strong. That takes around 26 hours. And the drying, it's a loss of all liquid components from the applied adhesive layer. In this case, yeah, the glue that we added over there. So that takes around 2 hours, and that's the time that I need to leave to that for it to be fully dried and I can already start applying the tiles. And that's the thing with building stuff in your own. Sometimes you really have to dig deep into the rabbit hole to find what's the real deal, what you really have to do, because there are so many terms, and you builders over here can back me up on this. There are so many terms that sound similar but are completely different, and one of those things can mess up the entire project, the entire build, in this case, the entire floor.
I see 2 little babies.
And while we wait for the glue to dry, we figured out that there is no better way to spend these next 2 hours than just playing with 2 baby goats. It's so crazy to see that these 2 teeny tiny little creatures that were just born yesterday are already walking, playing around. This is just so crazy to think about it. In humans, with babies, they take almost a full year and even more to start walking, and these little goaties, they start walking right away. So 2 hours have successfully passed by, and now we're ready to start placing our tiles. Got the tile cutter. It's time to do some mess around here.
It's so beautiful. I mean, it's way too bright right now for the camera, but wow.
Hi.
It's, I mean, just look at you in the sun.
I love the walls, like the combination, the contrast of the walls with
the sun and
the beautiful light. It's just
wow.
And once we have our lights in here,
I would love to have a couch right
we're
there.
gonna have a couch soon.
Beautiful
First,
couch.
we need to work hard so we can afford it.
And we will.
Yeah.
We are ready for it. Hey. Hey.
We got the mud!
I'm coming, Huckleberry Finn.
The mortar is already resting. We usually rest for around 10 to 15 minutes, just setting there, and then we can focus on something else. Right now I have to cut some tiles to start doing the patterns in the floor, and this time we are not gonna do it like in the bathroom, because over here we did something like piling them, stacking them one on top of the other all around. But this time we're gonna be doing a different pattern. We're gonna do some sort of stacking pattern to create a beautiful look in the entire house.
Starting with the living room.
We're first doing the dry fitting just to make sure that that's the pattern that we like, and I think we're gonna go for it. We're gonna do just a separation in the middle, as you can see there, kind of like overlap them right in the middle of the tile so we get the same pattern on the rest of the house. I think it's gonna look sick. But first I need the boss's approval. What do you think?
Approved. I like it, I love it, let's do it. But I think I also have to ask my boss for approval, so give it to me. But I guess this little boss is just sleeping all day long. Raj, you need to see something. Can you come with me, please? Phoebe? Can you come with me? You like it?
Approved. After a quick inspection, the boss said yes, so we're proceeding. The good thing about working with big tiles is that you can see the progress happening really fast. We have only put 2 of the rows of the tiles, and as you can see, it's already starting to take the shape, and it's already, I don't know, like 1/8 of the way. This is gonna take some time, but honestly I was missing doing tiles, and I was already fed up with doing the tongue and group. So shifting to this project has in some way saved me. What do you think about it?
Now we can just go back and forth.
Yeah.
Now we do tiles, then in a few days we go back to the walls, then tiles again. I love it so far.
And actually, that is a goal. We want to do the house by sections. You guys have seen that we have been working by rooms. We started working on the bathroom, then switched to the kitchen, and then went to the living room. This is not yet finished. And the kitchen, there are some details that we kind of need to... We need to do the beautiful parts for the kitchen, you know, like the accents and all that stuff. But we like it to just jump from one project to another so we don't get tired and get bored of a routine like doing those walls. That was just so exhausting. I know with the tiles, I know right now we're enjoying it, but at some point it's gonna be like, yeah, we need to do something else. But in the meantime, we're just gonna focus on continuing placing the tiles on the floor until we finish all the mud that we have in the bucket. That's gonna take maybe 1 or 2 more rows and we'll be all set. In. Yeah, that's... We're gonna have to clean this mud because here it goes a full tile all the way until here, but we don't have the membrane coming all the way. Since we are doing it by section, we are doing the living room, that whole area. We didn't think about doing it more this way, but since we're doing it on stacking the tiles, it's gonna be a little interesting to see what we can do over here. I think the best thing we're gonna do now is just clean the mud, get rid of it, and then we can continue maybe tomorrow placing a little bit more of the membrane, let it dry, and continue placing the tiles. But for today, we are done.
Oh,
that was strong.
oh, that did hurt.
Ow!
That was you.
I wanted to lay on your shoulder. I think we thought about the same. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I love you.
I love you too. And now everybody will think like, ah, these lovebirds.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Good morning in the morning.
Hola. Buenos días.
Buenos días. Guten Morgen.
We're starting the day off with some AG1. This is not sponsored, but we couldn't recommend this product more. We drink it pretty much every single day, and it's one of the only reasons why we are able to do so much work. So big shout out to AG1. And if you guys want to sponsor us, we wouldn't say no to that. By the way, today is day number 2 of walking barefoot. I started reading about this the other day, and turns out that There's something about magnetic fields that humans have and Earth have, and they align when you walk barefoot. It's the only time when it happens. And yeah, for the past few days I have been feeling that the bottom of my feet is just pretty numb, and I started it yesterday, and I can tell you today my mood is just boosted, and also I feel the bottom of my feet is way more sensitive, and that's actually a good thing for me. A bad thing for me though is that the tiles that we bought are broken. You see those corners? That is no bueno. We actually bought 2 extra boxes of tiles just in case that this happened, and we will see. We are still not sure if it's all of them that are broken, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it's only less than 10 of them. We are already starting the last tile of the living room, not of a house, of course, we still have a lot to go, but we are doing it by section. We're starting with the living room right now, and I have to say that since we did tiles last time, we have learned a lot. For example, one of the key things that we discovered is that if we clean this little seam with one of these pieces, one of the spacers, every time we lay down a tile, it saves us so much work in the end, because that's where the grout goes, and when you're gonna place the grout, if you haven't cleaned that before it dries, it's just a nightmare to get it out. But we are currently on the last tile. It's right there laying down. We just have to place it here, and if you see these little spaces over here, that is because we're gonna connect all tiles together, and we haven't prepared this section yet or that section, so we have that one just waiting for a little bit until we get started on the next sections. Here we go.
We are finally done with the tiles in our living room, and I have to say I'm already super happy with the result. I can already see the whole living room in front of my inner eye. I don't know how to say that. And yeah, I want to buy some rugs now. I want to buy a couch. I want to buy a nice lamp. I want to build another cute coffee table, and I just want to make it super beautiful and super cozy.
And this is our favorite part of the day, because we are finishing it with a beautiful bonfire. We have been planning this for quite a while, and we decided to do it today.
Finally, the bright evening is here.
It's not too windy, because when it's super windy, we are afraid that the wind is gonna blow the fire.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of getting windy.
It's still pretty windy, but I mean,
we don't want to burn our house at all.
Yeah, true.
But this is it. We're finishing it here. We did some progress. We got the tiles down, some of them. And next week we're gonna start working on the ceiling.
Yeah,
and that's it. Please subscribe, that will help us a lot. We are on the road to hit 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and if you guys subscribe, that will help us a lot.
Thank you so much for your support, and see you in the next video.
Bye!
Bye bye!
Hasta la vista.